I thought I could start like a new series. Like maybe I could do dealership stories. So the clip literally just ended. I didn't have storage. Yeah, I decided I could do dealership stories because boy do I have some. There's just a lot of weird customers, or like, cause I worked at a dealership, I worked part-time reception. I worked there for 6.5 years, like around that exactly. But there was like a year or a year-ish or something like in that where I was doing like 6 days a week there. Anyway, my memory is very bad, so you're gonna have to bear with me on this, but yeah, I just decided that this might be a good video because I was there for a fucking long time. There's been several times where people have, okay, I'm remembering better now. So there was this one day where I came in early on a Saturday morning, you know, I just had to open up, and then my boss was there and she needed to pull footage for the cops from the cameras, and so whenever I logged in, she then got the footage, or we like timed it from when, whatever, I'll tell you what happens, but we timed it from the beginning, like a couple minutes or seconds before the incident, and then to like after when the damage and everything was already done. This time it was someone that broke into the back of the service lot, because at night we lock all the gates. There's 2 entrances, 2 sides, but both of them get locked at night. One gets locked a little bit later just because there's, you know, like service closes earlier than the main showroom, so people in the back can get out, or I think like wash bay possibly. I remember this so specifically. It's kind of funny replaying it in my head, but it's not funny how much damn damage this guy did. So I think he stole, it was a vehicle that was brought in several times for an inspection. I think this is the second time it was in for an inspection. I'm not too sure why, like, exactly. This is just from my memory, so this might not be 100% accurate to how it actually happened, but it was like years ago now. So someone came in, some random guy came in and like hopped the fence, broke into and stole, I think he hopped the fence at least, and then walked to the back where this truck was parked, broke into the truck, and then drove it straight through the fence, like fucking floored it through. There's trucks usually parked along that back area before you get into the back lots, or at least in our case that's how it was set up. The fucking gate, like those big ass like sliding metal gates, not electric or anything, this one was just like hand locked, you just drag it and whatever. It might swing, I think. No, there's no room for it to swing open, so it would probably slide open. This guy in the footage, I remember him like fucking flooring it through the fucking gate. So like, for example, the gate was here. This is like the service lot and like the back lot, wash bay, quick lane, all that area. And then the front, like this is like the gate, the closed gate. And then there's like, it can open, right? So it opens and then you can drive through and then you can get around the building to get back out to the main lot where the new and used vehicles are. He flew through it. The trucks are parked along the sides, so like when you're driving through, they're facing you. Probably like the grills are facing you, you know? So he floored it, fucking through the gate, dragged the gate along all the vehicles. They all had to be like redone, I believe repainted. They were all sent to the body shop after that. I don't really know when or how long, you know, I'm up at reception, so I'm doing shit all day. I just was lucky to come in that day. I would have heard it from someone else there otherwise. Anyway, sped off and fucking left the parking lot. I can't remember if he did more damage on the way out. I can't remember. That was a whole situation, pulling the footage and whatever for the cops. This next situation, we feel like my memory was fuzzy around that time for some reason, so maybe my dog passed away around that time, something to jumble my memory up a bit. I remember this one because so there's like, we have a cafe had a cafe upstairs. There still is a cafe, I just don't work there anymore. There's a cafe, so there's like the lounge, and then you can go up a little in front of parts. There's like this door and it'll say like this cafe, and just a glass screen door with like the bar, like you push the metal handle in, like that bar, that loud ass, the ones I have in like schools and stuff, or did. I don't fucking know. I haven't been in a school in like 8 or 9 years. Okay, anyway, so then you can go up the stairs. You can cut in through that glass door, and then you can go up the stairs. But if you go straight, there's like an emergency exit that sounds like the alarm will sound if you open it. It's obviously just a fire exit. And like right to the left of it, under the stairs, because the stairs go up right to the second floor. Sorry for my bad storytelling, by the way. This is like, I'm trying to remember everything as I'm talking. So in this case, there was that emergency door. This was all after hours. Everything was closed, locked up. I remember being shown the footage of this too. And so the guy broke in that door through the window. There was a window on like the emergency exit door. There's just a little square window. It was like a large metal door, no handle on the outside, right? I believe there's multiple times. I'm kind of getting them all jumbled up. But a lady broke in, I think she was a homeless lady or just maybe off something. She broke in and she's like wandering around reception, all the offices, like the sales offices, and then she even went upstairs. You know, everyone higher up, they were caught going, like this lady was caught and arrested going through these things. But I believe this is the same situation. If it's not, then my bad. It is not the same situation. That one was the girl. The one I'm talking about next with the footage, the video footage I was shown was a guy, I think. Also for the situation with the lady, I think I remember someone leaving the door unlocked accidentally overnight, but I may be remembering incorrectly. She didn't break through the door. That was, I believe, the situation with the service. You're gonna hear right now. I was shown this video of this person that took the keys from the in service. They left the keys, this piece of paper, for this car. And that was because they were just going to work on it as soon as they got in the morning. Then the person that broke in hopped in it, fucking floored it. Shit was like knocked everywhere. They had to redo all that, of course. They like fucking, I don't know what they were trying to do, floored through, and then they fell into like, you know, where they go under and work on your vehicle. That was the situation, and I just remember the footage. There's other stuff, like obviously people steal vehicles from the back every now and then, like I think like service vehicles, or people come flying through and just like they smash and break like our gate has broken like once or twice in the time that I've been there, maybe possibly 3 times. Okay, so Saturdays we'd have pickups because Vsco is closed on weekends, so any vehicles, because it was right next door, that they'd have for pickup or that were done and the people needed for the weekend or whatever, they'd leave with us and then they'd come get it Saturday from reception, or Saturday sometime before 5 p.m. At the time they did pay with us. I believe the payment I believe they don't do that now, so they pay before they even show up, so there's no incidents, or we don't need to call like Fix Auto or whatever on the weekdays, on the weekends off, or you know, so there's just no issues, because there was a decent amount of angry customers. And just remember there was this one morning we were all in such a good mood, and we were all just in a good mood, genuinely in a good mood, hanging out, talking, like me and the other coworkers. I got this call, but this guy was like, I can't remember exactly the context that happened, because genuinely so much shit has happened then, and my mental health and my mind has not been that clear. This guy like was really angry. Like, I've never seen anybody in the dealership since be that angry, no customers. Like, that was probably the worst situation, and I wish I could remember, but obviously in the moment it's like, what the fuck is even happening? Okay, so this guy was mad because he wanted to get his rental vehicle from the rental company, which isn't with us, isn't in the dealership, but it's like up the road a little bit. I can't think of the name of the company right now, but we tell them you have till 12 p.m. Saturdays, because they close at 12. So the guy had till 12 to go get his rental vehicle for the weekend. He missed that by like 2 minutes. He was extremely fucking mad at us because he was late to get his rental vehicle, so now he's screwed and he doesn't have a vehicle for the weekend, and all this shit, blaming it on us, and super mad at me on the phone, just yelling at me like crazy, genuinely super mad. So I kind of looked over because one of the sales staff was next to me, creds to her, and I remember she picked up the phone and was just like, what can we help you with? Is there anything else we can do? But obviously I don't know if we want to deal with this guy. Dude, this guy, she looks at me and she's like, I think he's coming, or because he hung up the phone on her and he was just yelling at her as well. And the guy 5 seconds later, we see through the light someone's going, not even kidding, like 100 in like a fucking 60 zone, 120 maybe in a 60 zone, fucking brakes, floors it into our parking lot, pulls up right up front. Me and her are fucking panicking, like low-key panicking. We're like, Oh god. I remember the guy came in so fucking upset and beyond angry, and it was absurd. Like, I remember the guy was like, we had there was this gentleman that used to work in sales there, and I remember he even got up. He was on the phone, and this guy was getting so mad at me. I don't know where the manager was. He might have been going to the washroom or something at that time, so he wasn't around near us, like the manager that was in on the Saturday. This guy came in freaking out at us, like super pissed off. The guy that was talking to a customer on the phone, mind you, just had to like be like, "Hey, what is going on?" He's trying to listen to a customer, not be interrupted and shit. Like the guy would just kept saying this shit, and he was like, "No, you gotta." And then I think it was like the used car manager at the time came in and came downstairs and was like, they were going at it for a second, I think, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of my building before I call the cops. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out." And the guy left, fucking sped off, but I don't know, that whole situation was very odd. Oh my god, that guy was so mad. It was kind of insane. I'm not gonna deny that. That was probably the scariest moment for me. Like, after that, I don't think anything really scared me at all at that place. There's like other times, like one week Saturday, someone brought all their puppies in, so there was just a bunch of puppies hanging out with us. I think it was a customer, but it was still like, they were so cute. There's just been a bunch of weird people that have worked there as well. This guy the sales employee at the time came in and started like, fine at first, chill. Honestly, like talking to him at first, I don't know if something mentally happened to the guy. Switch, like some sort of maybe like psychosis. Where he started thinking every single time I was doing my work at reception on the computer, he started assuming I was going in behind doing something in the system that I wasn't supposed to be doing. Or he would start assuming something about him, and like I'm doing something behind his back and not telling him something. It would always be coming up and like leaning over, like, "What are you doing?" And like would be very, very weird about certain things. Obviously, I'm just doing my work. That situation was really annoying to me because it just picked up where it was like the guy would be staring at me from afar, and I'm just like, I'm literally just doing my work, right? Like filling in sheets, making shit for my boss at the time, or doing some stuff for service. It was never anything serious, but this guy literally was thinking that every single thing I was doing in the system was either wrong and illegal, or I was doing something sneaky and behind, all these little things. And he started believing that too, believing what he was saying. It just got very passive aggressive almost, and kind of scary, to be honest, because the guy like genuinely assumed I was behind texting. So like I'd be on my phone and be like, "Who are you texting? What are you saying?" Like all this shit, and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm just playing a game on my phone to pass time because I'm here and I don't get a break." It was random shit like that. And then yeah, he was gone. Everything was fine after that, but I was always like I'm just doing my work, just doing doing my normal stuff. Or there was this one situation where this was like earlier on into my maybe like 2 years or onto the 3rd year. Someone like cleaned the sink originally, and I didn't even know they were doing that because it was always clean. So yeah, I didn't know. I also, prior to that, had never cleaned a sink in my entire life.
I also started that job at the right, well, I was almost 17, but I was 16. I started at 16, so I don't know why I would have cleaned a sink before. I don't know, my dad always did, so it was just never a thing I did till that point,
So I didn't fucking know how to clean a sink. It was like a stainless steel, like just shiny metal one. I remember being told to clean it after this one part-time left for a different job and whatever. I didn't know what to do, and I remember trying to do it one day. Nothing under the sink to clean with. It was just like empty stuff and no sponges. Literally, like, what am I gonna clean it with? Dish soap? Like, that's all I had. You're just like vinegar. Random shit like that. Also like a basket for towels. One day I was working and my boss at the time came up to me and she just smacked the page down on the table, goes, "Sign here." Sign, because I'm a little naive, not gonna lie to you. So I just signed that shit. Didn't know. She goes, "Okay, so I just wrote you up for not cleaning the sink, yada yada yada," whatever, her spiel, and then mentioned to me that, told me multiple times, 2 more strikes and I'll be fired, or 2 more write-ups and I'm gone. Like random shit like this, and I'm like, there was no...
What sound did I just make?
What? I don't even know how to clean a sink. What do you, like, at the time, what do you want me to do? I just felt like crying, right? I didn't know. I remember after that, later that night, like an hour or 2 later, right before closing, right before she left for the day, brought all the cleaning supplies down, the powders for the sinks, the sponges, you know, the stuff you need to clean the stainless steel sink. So therefore, literally just wrote me up for what? There's just situations in behind. I know more as the years goes on. She kind of backed away from me at a certain point. There was just something that happened that really just kind of backed off of me. Like, so yeah, I was written up for not cleaning the sink when there was no cleaning supplies to clean it. There was also this one time, like, there was like multiple times where men during COVID they weren't afraid to be creepy, that's for sure, at all. Not that they're not now, but during COVID, it definitely got worse. I'm not going to deny the amount of weirdos that were like being weird to me, and I was a kid at the time.
I wanted to come in and mention that, mind you, the other part-times were all younger than me by like 3 or 4 years at least. So if I'm being hit on and they're being creeps to me, I can't even imagine the younger girls. And I've heard stories where someone's customer came up to one of the sales employees to talk to him about how he asked one of the part-time receptionists for their phone number, and they're like, she's 15. He was like bragging about how he asked for her phone number. She didn't give it, but just like weird shit like that. I just had to like come in and say that.
Was absurd. Like, I was for sure under 21. I was probably 19. Okay? 18 or 19. The situation was weird as fuck. This dude that kind of helped out with Fleet at the time, or was associated with someone that knew Fleet, I don't know, just like, I barely saw the guy ever again, you know, like, weird type shit. I don't know who he was. I remember I didn't like his vibe when he walked up to the desk. And he was kind of just talking normal to me, small talk. You know, people do small talk. That was nothing new there. So I was just engaged in the small talk, passing time by, you know, it's worse to ignore. The guy started just randomly hitting on me when my coworker walked away. I was like, please don't walk away from me. So walked away. I was texting on her phone. Literally just had to walk away and go do something, you know, like work-wise. And then this guy started being really creepy, like saying shit like, I like your eyes. And I was just being like, very like, get me the fuck out of here, like, somebody please come around the corner. Like, I felt so creeped the fuck out.
He's also asking me how long I worked there, what days of the week I work, you know, the whole weirdo spiel.
Right, so we're wearing masks, and the guy goes, I just want to see your face, pull your mask down. I'm like, it's okay, there's no need for that. I have to keep it on for work. And, you know, I mentioned like several times that I just had to keep it on for work purposes. I'm not allowed to take it off. It got to the point where the guy wasn't going to stop asking, so I literally just pulled my mask down. He's like, right before that, he's like, I just like remembering faces. I just want to know, I just want to remember faces, something like that. I was like, I put it back up, and I felt so awkward after that, and like, kind of scared for a while. I actually did not want to ever see that guy ever again, and yeah, I was like very upset that my coworker walked away when I kind of needed her. And then there was another situation around the same time where I was just sitting there, and this guy with his baby in a stroller is just coming to pick up his key from Fix Auto on a Saturday morning. Dead stops as soon as he gets up, and he's like, do you want to go on a date? What the fuck? Sign here, pay here, sign the other sheet, date here, and get the fuck out of my face, bro. What the fuck? Bro, you have a kid. I'm like 19. So I go, obviously, because I've had a boyfriend this whole time, I go, sorry, no, I have a boyfriend. Yeah, just a weird shit. Hated that era. Hated wearing masks, but I had like a little black sparkly mask that I wore all the time. That was my favorite. Kind of like that material, sort of, just really smaller, like sequiny, like sparkles, and it was covered on the other side, so it wasn't just like a clear one or anything like that. Like there was like a fabric. Anyway, so I wore that one all the time. That was my favorite mask. I loved it so much.
Don't get me wrong, I loved that one, but I hated wearing masks. Hated it. So sweaty and gross. Ugh.
Otherwise, I'm trying to think of like more stories. I don't want to make this video too long, but obviously I have, the more I get into it, the more stories I feel like I will have. It was just very hard at first for me to like remember what I was even trying to say. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. If you didn't, feel free to just scroll away. Yeah, thank you guys for coming along for this video. I will see you in the next one.